Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We're delighted to have everyone here with us today. It is the December 14th meeting of the Rotary Club of Gainesville. And so guests and visiting Rotarians joining us on Zoom, please identify yourself in the chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, please register your participation by sending an email to info@rotarygainesville.org. Without further ado, I present Pete Inwall.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was going to talk about the Christmas party last week at the Hubble House. I was talking to Rogers Bartley, who's a member of our club, and he was telling me about a friend that bought an old Boeing 737 fuselage and was going to turn it into a restaurant. Rogers said he didn't want to disappoint his friend, but he just didn't think it was going to take off. It's Roger's joke. So we're going to sing today. We're going to change of pace and sing "America the Beautiful." Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for hammered waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. And Merry Christmas.
And thank you, Pete. And you all may be seated unless you are a visiting Rotarian or a Rotarian with guests. Oh, and I'm sorry. Before we do that, we are going to pray. Forgive me.
If I slid up, you might remember me.
I do remember you. Sorry about that. My mistake. Please remain standing.
This is going to be a good day because I actually got Pete's joke. You know, it doesn't always happen, but I got it. Let's pray together. This is the season of anticipation. For so many of us here today, we've lived the season looking forward to special family times together, and just for years as a child, anticipating those presents. And along with the start of a new calendar, we've got an opportunity to refocus, set fresh goals for the new year. And with that sense of anticipation, and we gather today, we want to focus on our calling as a club, to put service above self, and continually the very foundation of the celebration of the season of giving, a season of giving of ourselves to others. And we do pause today as well to remember and pray for those who have been hit by acts of nature in the central and southern U.S., primarily Kentucky. Tornadoes taking scores of homes and businesses and lives. We pray now for those families as they process through the results of extensive damage and loss. Strengthen all those in the broad scope of this disaster with all they need to regroup, rebuild as the days go by. We do stop now just to thank you for this beautiful fall day and for the opportunity to gather again to enjoy time with one another. And we are so grateful for all that you have given us and for the blessings we have received from you. I pray in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, this time you really may be seated unless you are visiting or have a guest. All right.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'm Sandy Evans, and my guest today is my daughter, Sarah Evans. And she's been visiting with us over the last few years before, and she's home for the holidays. She's currently a graduate student at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland. And she just recently got her master's degree in medical anthropology, and she's well on her way toward her PhD. So she's going to be busy. Thank you.
Thank you very much and welcome.
Billy Adkins, visiting Rotarian from Lake City, but hopefully not for long.
Glad to have you, Billy.
Hello, I'm Tony Barr. My guest today is Prince Arese. He's from Nigeria. He's working on a law degree here, a master's in law in America, and his interest is criminal justice reform.
Well, welcome to all our guests and Rotarians today. At this time, oh, we have one more. Another one. I'm rushing through. Sorry about that. We got a lot to cover.
Marcia and I are happy to have today as our guest, Bill Edwards.
Welcome, Bill. Okay, do we have anyone else? Yes. No, we're out. Okay, I'm going to turn the program over to President David Gracie at this time.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, fellow Rotarians, visiting Rotarians, and distinguished guests. This is a special program today. We're going to present our club's highest honor annually, the Rotary Club of Gainesville E.T. and VAM York Service Above Self Award. So this is a big deal. There's been a lot of planning for this, a lot of scheduling and working things behind the scenes. So we've actually moved the kind of business announcements to the back of the meeting to be sure we had plenty of time for this. So I just want to tell you a couple of things here as I welcome everyone. There are just really some points I just would like to make quickly. First, I want to let you know that our board of directors met yesterday evening, and I am very pleased to report that we approved the applications of 2 new members. And one of them, Miss Billy Atkins. Billy, stand up again just so we can. Miss Billy Atkins, transferring from the Lake City Club. Welcome, Billy. And the other one is actually a member who is rejoining. And I'll give you a hint. The last time you saw him, it was up here at the podium, and he was wearing a yellow sharp linen suit with a red tie, and he was calling out auction. Ben Campman is rejoining, so it's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Yep, John, we're going to let you do that in a, just please. Thanks, John. John, just get with me on that. We're going to actually move that to next week's meeting. It's going to be more suitable then. Okay, that's our holiday party. It's going to be perfect then. Okay, well, let's see, John. Just sit tight. Okay. I love your poetry, and I know everyone does. So just sit tight with me here. I also want to mention to you guys, this is also very important. The first time many of you have heard this, but we are going to be moving our venue come January, mid-January, the 11th. We're going to be moving across the street. And I'm not going to try to describe to you exactly where it is, but I'll tell you that this is something that we, the board of directors, have been aware of for many months, and we've been planning. We're fortunate to have the good working relationship, even I'd call it a partnership with the Cade Museum. This is a Cade Museum facility across the street, but just in short, the Cade has another long-time annual commitment where they're hosting kids from junior achievement here for really the first quarter of 2022. So we've got a great facility right across the street that's being prepared for us, and going to make sure everyone knows what we're going to be doing with parking. But for the most part, we're going to ask you to park in the same places you've been parking. It's literally just right across the street, just a step south of us and across the street. So just be looking for that. We're going to be communicating with you via email on that, but that's something important I want everyone to just kind of be aware of. Finally, I want to thank Gordon and Kate Hubble and Pete Inwall as a kind of a host also. It was at Gordon and Kate's home, we had the holiday sing-along. And this is just a holiday sing-along, but it was so nice to have this long-standing tradition in our club to be observed again. And we just had a wonderful time. Thank you, Gordon and Pete. And I'll tell you what, before you applaud, let me just tell you that what was nice, Gordon played beautifully. And we sang maybe, I don't know, 10 or 11. TJ, how many did we sing? We sang a bunch of songs. TJ's a heck of a singer. Pete did not tell a joke, but Parker Lawrence did. And I think it was out of Pete's book. So it kind of fit right in, but Pete sang beautifully. So we had a great time. So thank you, Gordon, Kate, and Pete for that. Okay. And so now, folks, again, I can't stress this enough that this is a wonderful longstanding tradition in our club, the E.T. and Vam York Service Above Self Award. And I'm going to ask Matthew Brady to come up and tell you more about it and do the presentation. Matthew and his committee have been working very hard on this. Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kind of feel like planes, trains, and automobiles, holiday season. I'll take this off. Apologies. So as immediate past president, one of the formal final honors of service is to present the annual Service Above Self Award. But what you don't realize going in is just what an incredible amount of nominations that come in, because we're blessed in this community with some very giving, serving individuals, whether it be in Rotary or just in our community at large. But also you realize how hard it is to coordinate schedules and different things to make this presentation as special as it needs to be. Thank you to David, Eric, Melanie. Colleen was ready to jump in and help and switch it up. And we are switching it up, and we're going to come back and take care of some things. But just to accommodate the dynamics, thank y'all very much for allowing to jump in and do this presentation. I want to quickly, and there's 6 or 7 here, and if I call your name, please stand. Because there's 6 or 7 in the audience. I want to run through the historical names, the past Service Above Self Award recipients: Jane Wayne Wrights, Sam Dell, Chester Yates, Odine Martin, Ray Weimer, Sydney Martin, Lucille Maloney, Travis Lofton, BB Fernside, Melanie Shore, Var Heil, Alan Zahn, Leisha Harris and Vance Holder, Cullen Banks, Sandy and Ray Rivera, Joan and Jim Islam, Carol Bossart, Judy Bowles, Richard Horde, Catherine Pierce, I think is via Zoom, Randy Caden, Ben Campen, John Kirkpatrick, the Freeman family, Susan and Tom Spain, Bob Williams, Davis and Judy Rembert, Perry McGriff, D. Brent Williams, Carol and Bill Zagel, Wesley Eubank, Barney Garwood, Dorothy Benson and Dorothy Thomas, Brian Nasworth, and our beloved Louis Calavoda last year. Can we give a round of applause for those that are here? Thank you. So the modern age of the internet provides an endless source to examine the meaning of the word service. By endless, I mean there's these informal sources, right, that maybe are not authentic, but they're out there. And so I kind of wanted to take a minute and look at some definitions from Webster, I believe is a valid source. And I come up with some things: the occupation or function of serving, okay? Employment as a servant, we don't really think about it, but that is an aspect. But let's move on to the work performed by one that serves, getting closer. The act of serving, such as a helpful act. And one I like most, contribution to the welfare of others. And again, there are more, but I think all of us get the point. But what about the motto of Rotarians, service above self? It reminds Rotarians to think of how they can help others instead of selfish thoughts. As most of you know, the motto originated when Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary, asked Rotarian Frank Collins to address the participants of the second annual Rotary Convention in 1911. So this has been going strong for a very, very long time. I think a greater understanding of this type of service can be found in the four-way test. Is it the truth? Do we ask ourselves, is there a genuine and authentic need and our intentions genuine and authentic? The truth. Is it fair to all concerned? Truly all parties in the aspects of the service? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? I assure you, in my limited experience in noticing, I believe it does build better goodwill and friendships. And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Again, from the giver to the recipient, everybody involved, will it benefit all? So a quick recap of today's award to express their appreciation for the support provided by Alachua County Rotarians during E.T. York's 10-year as District 6970 governor, our district. The late Dr. E.T. York and his late wife, Vam, provided an endowment to find in perpetuity the Rotary Club of Gainesville Service Above Self Award. In 2010, the award was renamed after its benefactors. Presented annually, the Distinguished Award symbolizes Rotary's commitment to service and desire of the Rotary Club of Gainesville to encourage and recognize service to others in our community. The award takes its name from the Rotary motto, as we discussed, service above self. I recently read where a Rotarian, not in this club or town, made a statement, "We're a social club before service." I respectfully disagree with that. I think we are a service club that understands service and fellowship go hand in hand. And true service above self is more rewarding than any other act. Building goodwill and better friendships is paramount. And it's accomplished through service. But hey, that's my humble opinion. So today, we look at the newest recipient. I firmly believe you will see someone with a servant's heart that has also enjoyed tremendous fellowship among other Rotarians, friends, colleagues around the world. A true definition of service above self. So now I enter this last little piece where I face the challenge to share some highlights prior to fully announcing the new distinguished honor. So in fact, it's nearly impossible to share professional and philanthropic accomplishments without revealing. So I was provided a list of quotes from different acquaintances, family, associates, different ones through volunteer and work. So I want to read a couple of these, please. Relentless work ethic, even more important than their financial wizardry is character. Trusted, kind, loving, never mentions all the ways they serve others. In community events, never leaves until all the work is complete. Makes time in their life for those in need of a hand, rare commodity of kindness. The people I trust with the sacred parts of my life is a very short list, and today's recipient is among those at the top of that list. The recipient reaches astounding levels of achievement in business, personal health, spiritual development, balance and insight, sing his praise. Enrich life enormously, good humor, sense of responsibility, leads by example, raise the standard of conduct in our business. The true individual can be seen by the heart and soul they put into each project, an inspiration to work with and for. I entrust my family's most important assets, modest person with deep spiritual beliefs, supportive, available, honest, trustworthy. They provide substantial input, proving their worth and value as a contributing member of our community. Highest personal integrity contributions to community and charitable work, lives an exemplary life, does the right thing, ongoing inspiration for all who know them, a blessing to friends, colleagues, and community. Wants others to succeed, good-hearted, thoughtful and caring, clear-headed, supportive and attentive, wants to make the world a better place, cares about the hopes and dreams of coworkers as well as his family and friends. There were more, but I just wanted to share those personal highlights and statements to today's recipient. So it's going to be a quick run here to the end as we announce, but today's recipient has enjoyed a career that spans more than 40 years in business and volunteer and serving in many different ways. But their service outside of work is what sets the standard for today's recipient. Hospice of North Central Florida, personal volunteer, Boy Scout troop leader, SCORE, that's Service Corps of Retired Executives, volunteer presenter, course instructor, United Way of Alachua County, Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, presenter, participant, the Sebastian Farrow Foundation, board member, former board member, Challenge Day, former board member and co-founder of Alachua County Circle of Change, Rotary Club of Gainesville, former board member, Paul Harris Fellow, current chairs, Auction Committee, Sustainable Cambodia, new members, Rotaract, program, co-founder, volunteer president, and board of Sustainable Cambodia. Need I say more? Richard Allen, will you please join me at the podium? Can you, or do you want to say a word?
I will. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I was listening to all the accolades and I was thinking, oh my God, this is, who is this person? There's can't be me. Wow. I'm so overwhelmed and so overcome. I just, every single person in this room is an amazing person who gives to the community and makes amazing things happen in our world. And honestly, it's all of you, and it's everybody that I work with in Sustainable Cambodia and everybody that I've worked with in Challenge Day and the other organizations. They're the inspiration, and they are the inspiration for that service above self. And service above self and the four-way tests are the two guiding principles in my life, and they have become the guiding principles in all of those organizations and all the individuals I just mentioned. I feel so incredibly blessed for this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Congratulations, Richard. It's so well deserved. Okay, at this time, we're going to go back into our announcements and continue on with the meeting. And with that, Greg Young is very excited to tell you all about next week's program.
Wow. Richard, that so wonderful, so well deserved, Richard Allen, for his work. And there's so many great Rotarians in this club, people that have contributed in the community in many ways. And I'm very honored to be a member of this organization. And not only this club, but Rotary International, but right here in this community, I'm able to join in with others to make a change in our community. And Richard and his family have definitely made a huge impact in the world and in our community. So my hat's off to Richard and Susan and their families. So thank you. With that, I'm making a not as exciting announcement, but it is exciting. It's next week. We are having our holiday Christmas celebration and luncheon. It's next Tuesday, okay, here at the Cade Museum. And one of the things as president-elect one of the honors that I get is to be hosting that event and the festivities. So some of your fellow Rotarians have been working very hard behind the scenes to make sure that it's going to be a special day for all of us here. So Gordon Hubble and Pete Inwall will lead us in songs of the season. Hills Catering will provide a special lunch and holiday meal, I should say. And it will be complete with a children's menu if you so choose that option when you bring your children. And I hope to encourage you all to bring your children and friends, guests. Also, Jeff Sims has lined up some beautiful music for us to have while we enjoy each other's companies at the tables during our holiday feast. So please plan to attend with your family and guests. We hope to see lots of children because there are rumors that Kris Kringle, AKA Santa Claus, might be in attendance. I've heard tell. So you can sign up when you receive your email. It should come in tomorrow's email box. So look for that, sign up, let us know how many people will be in your party, how many are eating, and if you'd like any of the anyone to have a children's meal. So those are all options. So keep your eyes open for that. Contact me if you have any questions. With that being said, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you all here next week. And we will, I guarantee you, we'll have a wonderful time. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So John, we voted unanimously that we would love for you to come forward and share your prayer, your poem. Come on up.
This poem is called Santa's Elves. Santa's aides are what causes his rage from all their becauses. Instead of elves, they refer to themselves as Santa subordinate clauses. Matthew really must confess, although he's weighted with stress, Brady not being so quaint. He knows the poverty saint is none other than Saint Nicholas. If Jesus' mother's name is Mary, father's name's not known fairly. Billy had an urge. Oh, his name is Verge, like in the Verge and Mary. Parties at Christmas, some people say, let's give it a great big hooray. But sometimes it's fate, and some people hate looking for a job on the next day. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, John. Wesley, at this time, I'm going to call Wesley Eubank up for a special presentation.
Thank you, Melanie. You know, I think most of you, or many of you, have heard of the Foundation Friars, probably wondered exactly what is the Foundation Friars. It's a group that was started about 22 years ago when 3 Rotarians met at Phil Nix. Some of you people may know where Phil Nix used to be. And the meeting was to come up with a way that Rotarians could help raise some funds that could be used to support not only the Rotary Foundation, which was the major thing that was supported, thus the name Foundation Friars, but also local causes and our local club's Rotary Foundation. The first cook was one that Randy Caton, wherever Randy is, arranged, and that was for Rich Green, and that was June of 1999. Since then, the Foundation Friars have raised over $104,000, that most of which, majority has gone to the Rotary Foundation, but a lot has gone to local things. 6 years ago, we lost our founder, our executive chef, our organizer, our do everything, Buddy Crevasse. So that left a void. And also, we're wondering whether we should continue because we lost the later leadership. But we were very lucky because someone came forward and said, I would love to help. How can I help? Now, there are 350 Rotarians in this county. It was not a Rotarian. This person has helped the Foundation Friars ever since. He's worked at every seafood spectacular. He's worked at every wild game feast. And for those of you who went to our seafood fellowship 2 weeks ago, he was the chef at that particular event. So I think many of you may have seen him then. And he volunteered not to get anything out of it except being able to serve. He certainly epitomizes, as does Richard, service above self. So, Bill, would you come up? But before I present this to Bill, by the way, it's Bill Edwards. When I came up with a reason to try to get him to come here, the first thing he said was, can I help cook? So Bill, congratulations. You're now the newest Rotary Paul Harris Fellow.
Okay, everyone. Thank you, Wesley, for that meaningful Paul Harris Fellow presentation. And congratulations, Bill. I'm thankful that I've gotten to know Bill a little bit out there at Hatchet Creek and helping him just a little bit here and there, but he certainly does a lot of work for us. And you are a Rotarian at heart. Someone mentioned that to me a couple of weeks ago, and no doubt about it. Man, there's been a lot of hardware floating around here. Richard Allen, boy, talk about someone who exemplifies service above self, and also our current Rotary Year motto. Is that someone that serves to change lives? I'll just quickly say that when I was preparing my talk at my first meeting as president, I tried to gear it around this, serve to change lives. And something that I tried to point out is that serving to change lives does not necessarily mean you have to be Richard Allen. And I even dropped the name Richard Allen, unbeknownst to me for sure that he was going to win the Service Above Self Award. But the reason I say that is the point that I was making there is that we all serve to change lives in the things that we do by being members of this club, by fostering fellowship, which, as Matthew said, leads right into bolstering service and what we do, Gordon Hubble. But I'll tell you, someone that really exemplifies that is Matthew Brady, and the work that he does behind the scenes that really not no one, I'm aware of it, and a few others of us certainly are. But Matthew, I want you to come up here with me for a minute, please. And as you guys know, I like to close the meeting by giving our speaker the four-way test coin, which I certainly have. And we're going to recite that as we always do. That's something that I want to continue doing. But In addition to that, I've got an extra coin for you, Matthew, just a little more hardware floating around today. We have our Serve to Change Lives coin also. You're so deserving of both. Thank you for all you do for this club. Hey, anybody who would like to join in with me, please do. The four-way test of all things we think, say, or do. We ask, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks, Mike Conroy. He knows it better than I do. Everyone, thank you for participating today. What a wonderful meeting. And again, Richard Allen, congratulations, sir. Everyone, we will thank you, Melanie. The winning ticket is 621. See you all next week.